Hello and welcome. I'm Margaret Ann Lembo, and once again, we're here to join together to experience a guided imagery meditation to quiet the mind, to release the incessant chatter, the constant thoughts that are going through your consciousness. So, with that being said, start out, if you will, by being in the present moment, deciding that for 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to let yourself relax, quiet your mind, release any thought forms that are not necessary. Any thoughts can wait 10 or 15 minutes and let yourself relax your mind, relax your consciousness. I like to start out by, I have a pattern that I go through to get started with a meditation. And so, what I recommend is putting your feet firmly on the floor so that the soles of your feet are on the floor. Uncross your legs, uncross your arms or your hands, and sit upright. I would recommend that. If for some reason you're sitting cross legged on the floor, that's fine. If you're in lotus position, that's no problem. But you want your spine to be upright and your head to stay above your spinal cord. Sometimes we have a tendency during meditation to have the head drop. So just keep it above your spinal cord. Put your tongue on the roof of your mouth comfortably, and that also creates a closed circuit. Another way of also physiologically alerting your body, your mind, and your spirit that it is time to quiet your mind. Begin by being aware of your breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. We breathe all day long without thinking about it. During a meditation like this or a guided imagery, it helps to focus on that inhale and exhale, and it releases thought forms. Now, as you breathe in and breathe out, focusing on the breath, notice that when you breathe in, observe how your body expands when you inhale and contracts when you exhale. Also, observe that when you breathe in, envision and go within yourself to envision your lungs expanding like oblong balloons and then contracting on the exhalation, just like a deflated balloon. And as you focus on your various inner being, your organs, it starts to send a message to stop thinking outwardly, to stop thinking outside of yourself, but to go deep inside yourself and become centered and grounded. If you haven't already lowered your eyelids, I recommend that you do that. Although, if you want to keep your eyelids open, that's fine. Maybe just focus on the meditating angel or one of the orchids or one of the orchid little petals. With the closed eyes, just let yourself relax into quieting your mind. Tell yourself that you've decided to let your thoughts go now. Any thoughts that arise during this tiny meditation experience, take note, but then let them go. Even if you have to tell them, not now, I'm quieting my mind now. And just like you might take a moment to silence your cell phone, you're silencing your thoughts. So flip that switch that is related to your mind and your thought forms. Be in the vibration of the now, be here now, in the quiet mind. Imagine, visualize a beautiful beam of white light streaming down through the crown of your head, and down through your spinal cord, clearing away any energy that's no longer for your highest good, releasing any blocks. As that white light travels down your spinal cord, envision that it's going all the way down through the base of your spine, down into Mother Earth, and also down your legs and through the soles of your feet. Connect those soles of your feet with Mother Earth below, envisioning, imagining, making believe that you have white light roots growing from the soles of your feet. It's one of my favorite grounding visualizations is to imagine white light roots going through the soles of your feet down into Mother Earth. Now, as you scan, we're going to scan the body now. Take a moment to see if there's any part of your physical body that has been uncomfortable, perhaps has some dis-ease. And as you take note of those areas, allow yourself to breathe in beautiful white light and direct it directly into that area. So maybe you have a little pain in your knee or discomfort in your finger, maybe some carpal tunnel vibration, something like that. Or maybe there's something else that you're in the process of healing. Envision and imagine that you're breathing white light and love into that space, using your imagination and envisioning that the whole area, any part of your physical body that may need love and attention, is now receiving love and attention. Your mind is quiet, you're at peace. And if a thought arises, notice it. If you started going down a rabbit hole, go ahead and bring your attention to the realization that you started thinking about something other than a quiet mind. With that awareness, bring yourself back to center and focus, remembering you have white light streaming down your spinal cord, down through the soles of your feet, and beautiful love and light going into any parts of your physical body that is uncomfortable. And as you breathe in, still being aware that when you breathe in, your body expands. When you exhale, how your body contracts. When you breathe in, noticing the place between the inhalation and the exhalation, the gap. And pause and go into that gap for just a moment at the retained breath. As you go deeper into peace and quiet, feeling more relaxed, noticing if any part of your body tensed up, and allowing yourself to release it. It's okay to shift your body. It's okay to scratch an itch. It's okay to relax and release. Now become aware of your mental body. Though we can't necessarily see the mental body, we know that we have a lot of thoughts. And if there's one consistent thought or habitual, niggly, challenging, repetitive thought, what I'd like for you to do is to just bring it up to mind for a moment, because you're not going to keep it. Just bring it up to mind and then allow yourself to breathe love, light, and well being into that thought form until it dissipates, like a candle melts wax, or like soap melts when it's being utilized and get smaller and smaller and smaller. So breathing in light and love, and then breathing that light and love and well being into that repetitive thought, a challenging situation. And as you do that, know that you're reducing the energy attached to that mental thought, becoming less and less, becomes insignificant, and you become more at peace and more calm. And deciding to have gratitude in advance that that annoying thought form, that repetitive, niggly thought, is be reducing significantly, getting less and less. Now become aware of your emotional body, the part of you that feels, where your emotions reside, and take notice with this guided imagery. If there's one emotion, just choose one that maybe is consistently annoying to you, really upsetting you, or keeps arising, even if it's not every day, but it keeps arising somehow, this emotion, this feeling that's not right, that's not comfortable. And we're going to do the same thing by utilizing visualization, your imagination, which becomes real, and your breath to breathe love, light, and well being into that emotion, that feeling, so that it becomes insignificant, so that it begins to dissipate. Just like a candle melts its wax, we're going to breathe in light, breathing in, observing the retained breath, and as you exhale, breathing love, light, and well being into that emotion, that feeling, reducing it, seeing it, imagining it become smaller and smaller and less significant, less important, less troublesome, detaching from that feeling, detaching from that emotion. More breaths to breathe in love, light, and well being, and then exhaling love, light, and well being into that space, that feeling, and letting the feeling become less and less. Not saying that it's not a valid feeling, just that it doesn't need to annoy you, doesn't need to upset you anymore. You detach from it so you can regain your equilibrium and balance. And finally, last but not least, let's put our attention and awareness on our spiritual body, part of us that is a spiritual being. Remember who you truly are, remembering your divine nature, just by intending it, without being too much, not too much intellectual thought about it, but more of an intention of activating the divine nature, your divine nature, and bringing it more to the forefront. The part of you that is connected with the divine, God, Goddess, Creator, Mother Earth beneath your feet, and feeling that sense, that knowing that you have divine protection and love from the cosmos, universal life force that is within you. Breathing in, and on the inhalation, observing how your body expands, noticing the retained breath, going into that retained breath and connecting with your divine nature, spiritual being that you are. Feeling, sensing, remembering that white light coming down through the crown of your head. You haven't already exhaled, obviously, exhale. And as you exhale, put that vibration of love and well-being, that white light, into the part of your divine nature that can come to the forefront, adding more of a sparkle to your eyes, more love in your heart, sparkle to your energy field that is observed somehow with other people's spiritual eyes, knowing that you are love, you are light, and that all is well. Everything is all right. Feeling more at peace, calm, loved. You are loved. You're very, very special. So now bringing your awareness to your toes and your fingers, bringing your awareness to those white light roots that are growing from the soles of your feet, bringing your attention to being here now, to being in the present moment. If you had your eyes closed, go ahead and let yourself open your eyes. If you need to do a little movement, a little stretch to come fully back, maybe do a little slight twist of your torso, maybe move your head on your shoulders, move it around. If you haven't already, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. If you want, you can rotate your ankles. I like to do that when I'm coming out of a meditation. You can rotate your wrists, alerting your body that you are fully back and present in this moment. Very good. Peace and calm. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I appreciate it. It's good for everybody, not just you, but everybody. Okay, Margaret Ann Lembo signing off here.